Hey, how's it going? It's me, Snacky-chan Sasalama, and welcome to a little talk about Battlefield 1. Even though it's not the first Battlefield game, it's all about World War 1. Though there's a lot more automatic weapons that World War 1 had. I don't give a fuck about the realism, there's some really cool shit in this game. It's a really good game, I love it. Anyway, being serious, Battlefield 1, fan-fucking-tastic game. I mean, I could not stop playing it. Apart from the fact that A, I have to go to work, and B, I need sleep sometimes. So I've only put about like 14-15 hours into the game so far. Planning on doing a lot more, but I just wanted to talk about the game. There's a little bit of footage, is cool. I know it's brilliant, beautiful game. I had to turn some of the graphics down just so I can get a decent recording. It's alright. So, let's talk about some of the pros and cons. Pros, it's beautiful, the game looks great, it feels great. When you're in, and it just feels good. And you want to shoot things, and you feel good, and you feel proud for king and country, for the motherland, the wait, the Russians haven't been added yet. Wait, that's a con. Anyway, the fatherland, America, fuck yeah, come save another, and all the other teams. And it's really cool. Even you play Italy, and they were cool. I think it's Italy. I can't remember anymore. I don't care. This game, like I said, looks pretty, beautiful. The landscapes are absolutely amazing in all forms. As in, when I say all forms, I mean it looks great when it's pristine. It looks great when it's in the middle of destruction, and it looks great when it's nearly just dead, just gone, and when there's nothing left because you've blitzkrieged it all. Yeah, blitzkrieg, my favourite word. No, it's not. My favourite word happens to be llama. It's such a fun word. Llama. Anyway, going back to the pros, there's so many great things. The weapons, they look and feel amazing. If a little wonky on times, but I just suck. But that's because I play sniper, and that's about it. No, I'm joking. I play all classes whenever it's necessary, or if I'm getting a medal for it. I hate the medic so much sometimes. Yeah. The levels are great. I look forward to when EA finally decide that they might actually get their head out their asses and give the rest of the game for free, because I'd like the rest of the game that I paid for, please. Yeah. Though there aren't many maps on here, I do like how it's set out. The menus are very nice and clean. They're pristine. It's not like they've gone full accuracy and made like paper parchments. No, they've kept it clean, simple, and easy to understand. The campaign, though I haven't played much of it, I've played only the one of them, but it blew my mind how good it was. And it's the one where you start off in a tank. Yep, that's the one. I don't remember its name. Yep, it's not the most amazing campaign in the world, but it blew my mind that they actually put some effort into it. It's not like they've gone Halo on this bitch and made it the primary best thing ever and amazing. Halo 3 was a beautiful game. But it pretty much sets you up on the experience. It's an experience. I like it how it's, instead of going, oh, you're just some random soldier who happens to be the greatest soldier of all time because you have regenerating health, while you still do have that regenerating health, you are following the lives and stories of lots of different soldiers. There's 6 main campaigns, but in the first, like, tutorial introduction, they didn't just go, oh, you're in boot camp. They threw you in the middle of the front line, and I actually got a bit emotional because every time you lost a character in that little tutorial, it had a name and a date, and it felt almost a bit too real. And I was fighting for my life, and I was losing. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was. I was in the middle of being attacked by Germans, and I was starting to... my heart, my stomach, everything was just going everywhere, and I couldn't think, I couldn't feel. I was just protecting myself, protecting my country. It was amazing. That's how you start a game. You don't just put them in boot camp and expect them to learn things. You stick them right on the frying pan that's in the middle of a lava lake, in the middle of hell, right down in Satan's ass crack. No, what I mean it. The first time you get into that game, you are blown away by how it plays. The flamethrowers are terrifying. You never realize how terrifying a flamethrower is in some games. Oh, it's like, oh, there's a flamethrower. It's nothing. But when you fight a flamethrower guy in this game, you don't want to be near a flamethrower in this game. Being behind it and using it, great. You're on your track, except if a sniper. But when you're fighting them, the NPCs and all are very much tougher than the average player. But it's scary. It's terrifying. You felt like you were fighting against a war machine. Oh, I'm just gloating over the just bloody single player. Never mind the multiplayer. The single player was amazing. The multiplayer, though, I'm having loads of fun. It has loads of pros, loads of cons. No, that's it. Nothing's perfect, but it's. I've quite been a little. I'm losing my words because I'm fangirling a little bit. Right, I've always really been a Battlefield fan. I'm not saying that Call of Duty sucks, but I prefer Battlefield over Call of Duty. I don't mind Call of Duty. I do play it, as you can tell. I have it on the channel. But when it comes to picking games, I have to go Battlefield because of how it plays out. I've been playing since some of the first ones. Since Battlefield Vietnam. Since I don't think I played the first one, but I did play Vietnam. I played 1942, which was difficult as fuck. I played 2142. That was that one I spent a lot of hours on. That's amazing. I would love for them to bring that back and make a new game and make it 10 times the game it was with the technology that DICE has now. I've played pretty much most of the games up to now, and every time it's been amazing. I'm lost for words in these games. They've not all been the greatest, and they've not all been the worst. Bad Company, I loved them games. I absolutely adored those games because this is the first time. It was the first time they really put a proper story into it, and the only time I'll say there's been a bad Battlefield game is the PS2 version of Battlefield. I think it was 2. It wasn't that good. It kept me preoccupied for a couple of hours. But continuing, let's go back to the multiplayer. The multiplayer is great. I love how they've turned it out, but there are some things that I don't like about it, but we'll start with the things I do. The multiplayer, the maps are great. I love what they've done with the game modes. They've kept it to what they used to, though the conquest thing is a bit different to what it used to be, where it used to, instead of ticking down after you capture flags, it used to be the flags as well as ticking down slowly, really slowly. They are your lives. So that's your team's collection of lives. So it meant a bit more. So a good team could wipe you out and a lot faster. But the way they do it now, it still works. I'm not saying that they should immediately change it. I like it how it is. It works for the game. It's just this is how I preferred it, and it was used to be. My favourite thing that I've been playing non-stop for the past a load of hours, won and lost, and it's just been great. It's not the Conquest, it's been Operations. Now Operations take like some of the real settings, I think. I've not really looked into it that much, but they've taken several maps and basically melded them together. So there's smaller versions of each map, but it makes one huge map. And instead of just fighting on the huge map constantly, you're taking over sectors or defending the sectors. Now, when I say that, it's like a smaller version of Rush, and if you've played the game, Rush is where you have 2 objectives or 3 objectives, and you have to capture those objectives or blow them up to push the enemy back. But this is like a more intense version of it. So, in a sense, it's an advanced Rush game, but you're playing. It's just amazing. So I played a lot of those and lost a lot of those. I played every single one of them. My favourite has to be the American-German one, whose name I've completely forgotten because of the landscape and how it's played. The Conquest maps, everything about all the maps are well designed as usual. The only one that I'm kind of sick of ever seeing is the one that was in the closed beta, which you saw in the closed beta. Again, I've forgotten the name because I'm useless like that. But yeah, great. Great maps. Fantastic. Don't like the Swiss one. No, that's a lie. I'm okay with the Swiss one. The maps are a lot more varied compared to what they used to be, compared to the Battlefield 4. Actually, I've not played Hardline. That's the thing. I've not played Hardline because I refuse to play a game, basically cops and robbers, and pay 60 quid for that. No, 50, 40 quid for that. But yeah, it's going off track. I love how they've varied the maps. Instead of having just the usual flats, there's a lot of differences. We got a lot more urban maps. I say there's a lot more urban, I mean like town urban. Instead of just having a bit of sparse, a couple of buildings in the middle of nowhere. This is an urban map. Though it's... No, I'm talking bullshit now. The Battlefield 4 had a lot of urban maps, but for some reason this one's just like... there's countryside, there's the urban, there's the surprisingly very rural, and I say the Swiss Alps type rural, not like full-on mountains, but the really hilly areas. It's great. We got the deserts, which is a mix of deserty desert and towny desert and desert, and it's a bullshit map. I hate. It's sometimes a little bit difficult if you're on the losing team. Then again, if you're on the losing team, you're probably not doing very well anyway. But what I mean about that map, it's one of the Moroccan maps where one of the towns, if you're on conquest mode, is really difficult to push. Because once they've got all three, if they manage to somehow dominate the map, they can effectively barricade themselves in. And if your team's not very good on the whole offensive capability, or you're just stuck with like 90% snipers, you're not gonna get in because you're not ever gonna actually get in. But I digress. We're gonna go through the cons now. No, wait, we got a couple of honourable mentions with the cons. Now, because these are not quite cons, but that's because I mainly suck. The weapons, I don't understand some of the sights because they make no sense to me. I don't know where the top or the middle is. I'm talking about the first... one of the opticals that you can get on one of the medic guns, which looks like... It looks like the center is between two lines and an arrow, where in fact I don't think it is anymore, but that's because I switched to a dot and I managed to get a lot better. Anyway, that's my only honorable mention really. That and people are really stupid and don't think, I should stop being a sniper and actually get something that'll be useful to remove a tank. Nah, I'll stick to being sniper. That's clearly the best thing to get a tank. Anyway, cons. Well, it's not really a con. Well, these are my... what's the word? I don't have the word for it, but I disagree. Like, there's some things they could have done a little bit better. A little bit better. Not a great deal better, but a little bit better. Spawning. Spawning's not great, and it's not the worst thing in it either. Spawning on your teammates is always the greatest, but sometimes it's a bit unpredictable to understand whether your teammate's being shot or not, because they do have the under fire thing where if your teammate is injured, it won't allow you to spawn on that teammate until either they're in cover and not being shot at or healed, and that's about it. But sometimes when you spawn in, you're going to immediately die because that teammate is being shot at. That's really the biggest danger about spawning on teammates and that squad mates and all that. And that's it. Squads need one extra thing that might make it a bit better to communicate with your squad. You've got your like squad commands, which is great. You can set your attacking things so you can go attack this point or defend this point. But it needs like a strategy button or a strategy where you can show where you want them to come from, because other than that they really have no idea what you want apart from go here. I don't know how you do it, just do it. You see what I mean? Well, you can't see, I'm talking through a microphone and you're watching some footage and listening to me speak. Jesus. So, I had one other thing and I've already forgotten it. It's gone. But that's my main grievance. Those are my two main grievances. That's it. Yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, the medal thing. Those medals that you can earn on the side, kind of like achievements, they change either depending on what map you're doing or what time it is. And I think it's more likely to be the map, but I didn't know this was a thing until they changed repetitively. So I was thinking, oh, I'm doing the medic thing. Yay! I must have revived 20 people by now. What do you mean? This is not my... And I was kind of a bit peeved when I found out that I didn't actually finish my medic one. And yeah, it's a bit annoying because there's no indication that they would change halfway through. You either stick to a set of 4 or you give me more medals to choose from. You don't just switch them out compared to which map you want, because that's just kind of not fair and a bit stupid. Oh yeah, the price. There are DLC of very specific continents, countries and allies and axis that should really be in the full game, because this game doesn't feel quite finished. And what I mean is, the Russians and the French are missing. Were the Russians in World War I? I don't remember, but there are missing people in this game. And if EA expect me to pay like 10, 15 quid to add another team on it, and maybe a couple of extra maps, you're joking. You are joking. I mean, I've been playing the recent Battlefront 2, like the one that EA brought out, and I looked at what they want for the DLC, and it's like, why? Why couldn't you just put this in? Other companies do this, and no. What I mean is, the words I'm saying, other companies go, oh yeah, we're just going to give you everything else for free because you paid a lot of money for this game, and we want to show appreciation. The only time you'll ever need it, maybe you can buy some cosmetics, completely optional. No, EA's like, yeah, we need more money, so we're just going to take some of these great things and put them in the DLC because it's more expensive for the player. I mean, some day one DLC to get some extra weapons called Hellfire stuff, and that cost me an extra. Well, because I didn't get it from them directly, I got it from like a other website. It was a legitimate website. I'm not saying I pirated it. I actually got this game legitimately. It's just I had to pay extra for the extra things, like a couple of guns, because I didn't want to. I was stupid to buy them. Anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. I love the game. There are pros, there are cons to it. I wish there was a bit more strategy in giving you orders. It could be a nice little thing where you just click and drag an arrow on a map, which would be great. Oh, one more thing. We need to bring back the commander. The commander would be a great thing to have back. So you'd have proper control, or like basically someone who sits behind the lines and does fuck all but tell you what to do. That would be great. It means the squads aren't just doing what they want. This was in Battlefield 2, and they stopped using it from Battlefield 3 onwards. I don't know why, but it's unfortunate. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the little bit of footage I have for you, and I'll see you next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, gets me out there, makes me a bit more visible to everyone. And don't forget to share these videos as well. That makes me a lot more visible too. I appreciate everyone who watches these videos. I love you all. Llama out.